You've been hearing the saying, the tide has been turning, especially for black voters, since Joe Biden decided to bless us with his presence in the White House. Now we finna hear from the black voters specifically, outside of the rhetoric and the narratives that you get on mainstream media. Let's check this out.
I never would have even considered thinking about voting for Donald Trump. But living in America these last 4, it's a consideration. So even though you have political differences, it's not a deal breaker. No, not a deal breaker. Oh, no, absolutely not. So in 2008 and 2012, you voted for Barack Obama. 2016, I voted for Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton. 2020, Donald Trump. Biden. And who will you vote for in 2024? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Why do you say that? My views on certain things have changed. I am very much so riding the fence. What are you struggling with? Being in a pattern of doing the same thing that I've been doing, because it's kind of like second nature. Like when you go in a poll, you hit Democrat. Something has to happen. I mean, it's just so expensive to survive. And we're planning on having kids. I don't want to live in a stressful environment trying to rub 2 pennies together to try to make it either. When did you make that decision to check a different box? Donald Trump's first term. I'm saying first term because I'm pretty sure he'll be in there for a second term here soon. But in either case, post-Obama, I decided that the party just wasn't suitable to the goals. Why did you come to that conclusion? Because at the end of the day, former President Obama was the first African-American president in history. That's true. I mean, as a black man, I would assume that meant something. And I will say this, I will admit, I'll wait till the end of this video, y'all. Why did I pause? Really, you know, I attended the inauguration on his first term. I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. in the 80s and 90s, came through the system as an institutional Democrat, went through a lot of the experiences that young black men go through, good and bad. Ended up leaving that environment, grew up, started looking at the world through a new lens.
All right, back to what I was trying to say before I rudely interrupted the video. I was that guy, like, oh, he's a black president. And for that reason and that reason only, promoted and marketed to me that this is the greatest thing that could have ever happened for black people. But even since then, it wasn't enough. But anyhow, and since then, since I've evolved and educated myself, I can tell you definitely ain't doing enough. But anyhow, I was just that guy blinded by his color and not his policies or politics. And boy, I found out. But do y'all see this shift? Yeah, y'all see this shift in the mindset, man. I'm gonna keep telling y'all, Joe Biden was the best thing that ever happened to us, and the worst thing. Bittersweet, I know, you know, it's kind of really hard to say that, the irony, right? When I'm over here saying that we need to get him out of the office, but the irony, right? But I say that because when Trump was in office, we didn't appreciate the man. I was definitely a Trump hater. I was a Trump hater. Hated that man. Couldn't even give you a valid reason on why other than what I was propagated to believe and to say. And eventually, once I actually found out the truth of, you know, the matter and everything, bro, I could not stay on that Democratic plantation. It just couldn't happen. If you educate yourself, it's not possible. You see, his wife. One thing I do want to point out in this couple, I admire the fact that they have 2 different political ideologies, but they're still able to maintain peace with each other and still be able to interact with each other and love on each other and build a family with each other with having completely different views. Shout out to that man's patience though, because I know it took a while for her to come to where she's at now. Especially out here in Atlanta. Yeah, your boy's in the A2. You're starting to see a lot of black people's mind changing. You remember when Trump came out here at the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, can my friend Dom get in one too? She's fundraising. Come on in. We're gonna get rid of Biden. Bye, Sleepy. He is the worst president in the history of the United States, and he's horrible to the black community. Like it or not, he treats the black community bad. And check out his record in the 1990s. Check out his record in the 1990s.
Your economically was for us.
Well, opportunities.
Opportunity-wise, everything holistic.
Best job numbers ever.
The First Step Act. Let's talk about it.
And again, the colleges and universities. I just get the whole thing now.
Wake up.
You trying to tell me the Democrats ain't never did
Yeah, they did do something. They gave your mama Section 8 and locked your ass up. So now she got the crib and you can't go to the crib. Or your daughter and shit. That's what they did. They crippled the black because they giving y'all Section 8 link cards, all this shit. Now you don't want to work. I done heard say, man, I don't want to get no job. They gonna stop my link. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
How that makes sense?
Okay.
At first, I wasn't even want Trump in there because they say, man, Trump gonna stop the link card. Don't vote for Trump, y'all.
So you feel like black rely too much on Trump?
No. I think that the
On the
black
government.
Exactly. On the
yeah,
government.
on the government.
Yep.
And the Democrats purposely do that so they can get your vote. They tell like, yeah, we're gonna give you more of this, we're gonna give you more of that, we're gonna give you more of that.
And you feel like that's
you vote
crippling
for 'em.
us.
Now they got these Venezuelans
Oh yeah, the immigrants.
coming over to doing all type of shit. Then they kicking the black out, giving them a $800 voucher and giving them $8,000 vouchers.
Chicago.
How that make sense? That's some Democratic shit.
Keep saying it, and I don't care what people say. They can get mad at me. If Trump was in office, this would have never went down. Trump 2024. They just had a Trump rally in the South Bronx.
South Bronx, yeah, you told me
The
that.
South Bronx.
And that's all Latins and blacks there.
Latins and blacks got tired of the Democrats scheming us and lying to us. And the Republicans said, we told you so. We told you so.
Oh, it's so beautiful seeing my people wake up. Oh my gosh, it feels good, man. I know how hard it is for people to really challenge their ideas and beliefs. So it's always a clap for them when you see them finally jump on the right side. Amen. And the right side being common sense. Oh, and we got more videos to show you.
Should have left Trump where he was. America was much better when Trump was in office. Biden came in at the right time because people didn't like who was in charge. They didn't like what he was saying. But the economy was flowing. We had jobs. Pull up at the gas pump right now. And this is gas that's coming down. So where was it at? How did it get there? And while we're going through what we're going through, you're going to send, 40 to 80 billion, not million, overseas. So you're funding something else up under our nose that we don't know about. We've never had a recession where gas, housing, you name it. At one time, even when people's houses were going into foreclosure, those people that lost their homes could at least still go into a grocery store and buy a regular price item. Now you got houses that are out of control, cars out of control, gas out of control, food out of control. This is an out of control world, man.
About the rising food prices. See, it's like this, I'm a bigger dude, so I be needing the food, and it's like, with it rising up, it's kind of hard for me to do it, and then, so it's kind of different, and then the rising gas prices, I ain't got a car, so my mama the one with the car, and she be saying the gas be too high.
While JB out here patronizing Americans with black skin.
Tell me about you guys. What you doing these days?
I'm playing AAU basketball right now.
Are you really? Are you guard?
Yes, sir.
Trump out here for real connecting with the people. Y'all think that's a photo op? Look closer.
Let me talk to you.
In case it's not clear, Americans with black skin proudly stand with Donald J. Trump.
Not only will I stand for Atlanta, Georgia, not only will I stand for America, I'm also going to stand with President Donald Trump.
This right here is proof positive while the great replacement using migrants was never going to work.
¿Quién se va a votar?
And to all those who profit on keeping us apart or try to divide and conquer using identity politics,
Whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood.
Amen. Now, from my experience, President Trump, he was on his way, first of all, let me say that. And he's also helped aid in lifting black communities out of poverty. The Dems only use black communities for their votes. Historically, this is all we see. You know what I mean? And they still want to classify this man as this crazy racist. What's even worse is the fact that you can't support Trump unless you're paid or somehow being grifted or being blackmailed into doing so. I'm finna show y'all this video with James that James Klug posted of this guy who thinks black people are paid to go watch Trump speak. He just cannot fathom them actually doing it on their own merit.
The same protocol as any other time I've ever went to go see Trump myself. So that was no different.
The guy breeds hate.
How? He invited 400 black kids to hear him speak, and then we go online and we're just being told that, oh, we're paid to be there. Oh, we're just a bunch of
He probably paid them all to be there too.
I was there, so you're telling me that I got paid to go to the White House?
I don't know, did you?
No.
Well,
So why would you think that I got paid to go there? Do you think that's a little like
I don't know.
offensive?
I can't.
No. Why can't black people think for themselves? Why do you think if you see 400 black kids in the East Wing in the White House, they were paid to be there instead of thinking for themselves? Because you wouldn't have that thought under Obama. So why is it that young black kids can't go to the White House to hear Trump? Why is all of a sudden that I'm paid to be there? Why do you have that assumption?
One day I'm gonna get around to reacting to the full clip of that video for sure. James Klug does a Klug, I don't know how you say that man's name. My fault. James Klug. Klug. James. I'm gonna get around to reacting to the whole video at some point. But yeah, man, you know, you can't convenience ignorance, all right? You got some people who are willing or willfully trying to stay ignorant as it pertains to the support for Donald Trump. Unfortunately, you can't be somebody with this skin color and actually support him off of merit. You're too dumb. That's how they look at you. You're too dumb to actually have come to that decision by yourself. And matter of fact, you probably, you know, are being are following a rhetoric or narrative that you was propagated with from the mainstream media. Yeah, bro, it's hella demeaning to sit there and tell me that I can't think for myself. Are you not pissed? Ain't nobody else pissed off? Honestly, man, the way that the media has dishonestly spun everything surrounding Donald Trump since he's announced that he was gonna run for president, everything that man says will be judged. I mean, you know, there's that. It's a shame, man, that our black subculture, if you will, is so predictable at this point. Honestly, nobody thinks twice about anything. Nobody's willing to challenge anything. If you were born a Democrat and you're in a Democratic family and you black, that's just usually how it's gonna go. You know, it's just black people do this, we do that, and we think like this. And when you're a part of the hive mind, nobody's looking from the outside in at all. And nobody can recognize individual thought. So they continue to cheerlead together as opposed to, you know, do some independent research. And once you do that, oh, you're a coon. You're a coon.